Okay, a very good morning children. Children, in the last class, welcome to my channel Maths with Mahanti sir. Children, in the last class we were discussing certain properties of cyclic quadrilaterals. Okay, so I have discussed so many properties, still some are left. Okay, let us investigate and find out few more interesting properties of cyclic quadrilateral. Today let us discuss one important property. What is that property? See, suppose you are given a cyclic quadrilateral ABCD. Suppose you are given I have drawn the figure. Suppose you are given a cyclic quadrilateral ABCD in which AB and DC are parallel. Okay, AB and DC are parallel. So, in a cyclic quadrilateral, if one pair of opposite sides parallel, then it will become what? It will become a cyclic trapezium. No doubt, because you know what is a trapezium. Trapezium is a quadrilateral in which one pair of opposite sides parallel and the other pair non-parallel. Okay, so as in this cyclic quadrilateral ABCD, AB and CD are parallel, so no doubt it is a cyclic trapezium. Now the point is, if it is a cyclic trapezium, how will you prove that these two non-parallel sides, you see, these two non-parallel sides are equal? See, suppose the question is, what is the property? The property is, if in a cyclic quadrilateral one pair of opposite sides parallel, means if a cyclic quadrilateral is a cyclic trapezium, then it is isosceles. So what is meant by isosceles? Isosceles means the non-parallel sides equal, because you know in a trapezium if the non-parallel sides are equal, it is called an isosceles trapezium. So the property says that a cyclic trapezium is isosceles. Okay, you have to prove. A cyclic trapezium is always isosceles. That means in a cyclic trapezium the non-parallel sides are equal. How to prove? And another thing, the two diagonals, look at, the two diagonals of cyclic trapezium they are also equal. How to prove? That means the statement will be, what will be the statement? A cyclic trapezium, what is the property? A cyclic trapezium is what? Is isosceles and its diagonals are equal. Okay, so this is the property, one of the most important, diagonals are equal. This is one of the most important properties of cyclic quadrilateral. That a cyclic quadrilateral, if a cyclic quadrilateral is a cyclic trapezium, then it is isosceles and its diagonals are equal. So let us prove it geometrically. Okay, now, so what is given here? So here it is given that ABCD is a cyclic trapezium, and what else given? You are given AB parallel to DC and AB parallel to DC. It is given. Now what we will prove? We will prove that it is isosceles. We will prove that ABCD is isosceles. That means we have to show these two sides equal. That means we have to show AB equal to BC and the two diagonals are also equal. That is AC equal to BD. Okay. Now see children, how can we show this? How can we show that the non-parallel sides of the cyclic trapezium are equal and the two diagonals equal? See children, if you pay your attention little bit on the diagram, see, in order to show AD equal to BC and AC equal to BD, I think it will be sufficient if we can prove triangle ADC and triangle BCD congruent. If triangle ADC and triangle BCD can be proved congruent by any condition, congruence condition or criteria like SAS, SSS, ASA, AS, RHS, whatever congruent conditions you have already read. If we can prove that triangle ADC is congruent to triangle BCD, if these two triangles could be proved congruent, then automatically the result will follow by CPCT. If these two triangles could be proved congruent, then automatically your AD, look at AD and BC, they are one pair of corresponding sides of these two triangles. So if the two triangles are congruent, automatically AD will be equal to BC, because CPCT. By CPCT, you know what is CPCT, corresponding parts of congruent triangles. We have already read this thing in another chapter, that is your triangle. I have discussed everything detailed there. Okay, what is CPCT? So AD will automatically, if these two triangles are congruent, automatically AD will be equal to BC. I mean the non-parallel sides will be equal, or the isosceles, I mean the cyclic trapezium will become isosceles. And also look at AC, it is AC and BD. AC and BD, they form another pair of corresponding sides of the two triangles, and they will also be equal by CPCT if these two triangles can be proved what? Congruent. Now the point is, how can we show these two triangles congruent? Okay. Now let me discuss the proof in detail. Okay. Let us discuss the proof of this property of cyclic quadrilateral. See children, in order to prove triangle ADC and triangle BCD congruent, we require how many matching parts? 3 matching parts. 3 matching parts are needed in order to prove two triangles congruent. Always you know what are 3 matching parts means? Either corresponding sides or corresponding angles of two parts. We have to show the equality of corresponding sides or corresponding angles. 3 pairs of corresponding sides or corresponding angles of two triangles. Then only it is possible that the two triangles will be congruent, and by some congruence condition like RHS, SSS, ASS, ASA, AAS, etc. Okay. So let us find out the 3 matching parts of triangle ADC and triangle BCD in order to prove that they are congruent, which is our aim. Okay. So see, children, just look at. Now look at this angle. Look at this angle. DAC. Look at this angle. DAC. And look at angle CBD. This angle. C. Look at angle DAC. This angle is present in the triangle ADC. We want to prove that triangle ADC and triangle BCD are congruent. Okay. So look at this angle. This angle is present in the triangle ADC, and this angle is present in the triangle your BCD. Okay. And they are corresponding angle, no doubt. Okay. Now this angle, you see, these two angles, do they lie on the same segment of the circle? See, now you consider this chord. You see, consider the chord DC. Consider the chord DC. Now if DC is a chord, now this portion just below DC. If DC is chord, then below DC, this portion is what? It is a segment. Below this chord DC, the portion is a segment. Now look at these two angles. These two angles are joined to the two endpoints of the chord DC. Angle DAC and angle DCB. They are joined to the two endpoints D and C of the same chord DC. That means these two angles are in the same segment. So if they are, as they are in the same segment, they will be equal. So what will we write? You see, angle DAC and angle CBD. Angle CBD lie in the same segment of circle. You see, these two angles lie on the same segment of the circle. Okay. So therefore, you see, therefore they will be equal, because we know angles lying on the same segment of a circle are equal. So angle BAC will be equal to angle CBD. Okay. Now we got one matching part. You see, we got the equality of one matching part of the two triangles. Now we have to find two more. Okay. Let us find out. Now look at the side DC. Now this side DC is present in triangle ADC. It is also present in triangle BCD. DC is present in triangle ADC and it is also present in triangle BCD. That means this is the common side, so we can write DC equal to CD. You see. So we got another matching part. Now we have to find the third matching part. Let us see what is the third matching part. See, we are given AB and DC. What we are given AB and DC? We are given AB and DC parallel. It is given parallel. Now see, if AB and DC parallel, what about BC? BC is what? It is a transversal. And if BC is a transversal, look at children, this angle and this is a transversal and this angle, see. If AB parallel to BC and BC is transversal, then this angle and this angle, see, they form what angles? They form a pair of what? Co-interior or consecutive interior. You know what is consecutive? What are consecutive interior angles? Two angles lying on the same side of the transversal are called co-interior or consecutive interior angles. So clearly, angle ABC and angle BCD, they form a pair of co-interior angles because they lie on the same side of transversal BC. And you know what is the relation between a pair of co-interior angles? They are what? They are supplementary, means their sum is 180 degrees. So that we can write down. See, what will be my next step? So AB parallel to BC and BC transversal. See, this is transversal. Now if BC is transversal, then angle ABC, see, angle ABC plus angle your BCD will be 180. Why? The reason is co-interior angles or angles lying on the same side of transversal or supplementary. So their sum will be no doubt 180 degrees. Now, next point. You see. So what we are given? We are given ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral. See, ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral. Okay, it is given. Or cyclic trapezium, whatever you say. Either cyclic quadrilateral or cyclic trapezium, whatever you say. Now the point is, if ABCD is a cyclic trapezium or cyclic quadrilateral, then angle B plus angle D, opposite angles will be supplementary. You know that? Each pair of opposite angle of a cyclic quadrilateral is supplementary. So if ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral or cyclic trapezium, then this angle plus this angle will be 180 degrees. Therefore, angle ABC plus angle ADC will be 180 degree. Why? What is the reason? Since opposite angles of cyclic quadrilateral are supplementary. So their sum will be 180. Now see. So here we got angle ABC plus angle BCD 180. Here we got angle ABC plus angle ADC 180. Now you compare the two equations. Look at the right hand side. Right hand side of the two equations is same. So on comparing, their left hand side will automatically become what? Equal. That means what will be my next step? My next step will be angle ABC plus angle BCD will be equal to angle ABC plus angle ADC. Okay. So on comparing the two equations, you will get this. Now you cancel angle ABC both sides. Now if you cancel angle ABC from both the sides, so what will be left? Angle BCD equal to angle ADC. Okay. So write down. So angle ADC equal to angle BCD. Angle BCD equal to angle ADC. Now this is the third condition. You see, BCD, look at BCD, this angle is present in triangle BCD, and angle ADC, this angle, it is present in triangle ADC. Okay, so this is another pair of corresponding angle of the two triangles ADC and BCD, whom we want to prove what? Congruent. Okay, now see children, we got all the three matching parts. This is one matching part, this is another matching part, this is another matching part. Now these three matching parts, we have to see which congruence condition these three matching parts satisfy. Okay. So now what will be my next step? My next step will be, you see, now I will compare the two triangles. I got the three matching parts. Now I will compare in triangle ADC and triangle BCD. So which are the two matching parts? You see, it is already written here. Angle DAC. Angle DAC equal to angle CBD, already proved. Then DC equal to CD, it is already proved. And the third condition is here. Angle BC, angle, first you write this one in the left side, angle ADC. Angle ADC equal to angle BCD. See, these are the three matching parts which we have already shown equal. These are the three matching parts of the two triangles which we have already shown equal. Now you have to decide which congruence criterion or condition does three matching parts satisfy. You see, once again, now we proved what? You see, this angle equal to this angle. You see, it is written here. ADC equal to BCD. You see, this angle equal to this angle. This angle DAC equal to your CBD, this small angle. Okay. and DC equal to CD. So which congruence condition does it satisfy? It satisfies the angle side. You see, you know what is angle side congruence condition. Okay, so they satisfy, therefore by angle side condition, triangle ADC is congruent to triangle BCDC. So ultimately we proved that triangle ADC and triangle BCD are congruent. Now if they are congruent, their corresponding parts will be equal. That means therefore AD and BC, look at. So AD equal to BC, it is CPCT, because these two sides, they form a pair of corresponding sides of these two congruent triangles. Okay, and AC, which will be the corresponding side of AC, BD. So CPCT. Okay, so this is what we wanted to prove. This is what we wanted to prove. We wanted to prove that an isosceles trapezium, a cyclic trapezium is isosceles. That means the non-parallel sides of a cyclic trapezium are equal. You see, AD and BC are the non-parallel sides of the cyclic trapezium ABCD, and also we wanted to show that their diagonals are equal. That is S equal to BD. Thus it is proved. Thus it is proved that in a cyclic trapezium, the non-parallel sides are equal and the diagonals are also equal. Children, I hope you must have understood this important and interesting property of cyclic quadrilateral. If at all it is true, please hit the like button and subscribe my channel, okay? So that I shall be encouraged to discuss more and more things in my upcoming. Another 1-2 properties are left, which we will discuss in the next class, so that the chapter circle of class 9 will come to an end. And after the chapter is completed, after all the chapters are completed, then only it is possible for me to discuss all the exercises, okay? I shall go through the exercise questions of NCERT as well as questions from different reference books, okay? Only after the completion of all the chapters. So we shall discuss few more properties of cyclic quadrilateral in the next class, so that the chapter circle will come to an end. Okay, we will again meet in the next class with the discussion of the same chapter, that is same discussion, that is your properties of cyclic quadrilateral. Thank you.